Hey everybody, it's Derek with the Swarm here, bringing you the next installment of our Town Hall 10 cleanup series. I don't know, still don't have a name for it. Again, you can leave name suggestions in the comments, and hopefully I can pick a nice one. So in this one, we'll take a look at the base we're cleaning up. That was here, number 18. This took us 7 hits, 6 10 hits, and one Town Hall 9 Scout. We'll take a look at a bunch of those. So, if you want to take a look, figure out what you would end up doing for this base, take a moment, kind of picking it apart. We'll jump into the first attack here. That will be Filthy Unit. That was his first one. Okay. So he came in. We'll kind of see. We'll do this pretty quickly because the opener changed quite a bit here. He comes in with the Hogs, trying to lure the CC. Doesn't end up getting it. So that was going to be a test. No, we're not going to be able to do that. Next kind of change was to come in with a, because they wanted to lure the CC, coming in with this heavy kill squad down at the bottom. And this is really where we'll get some nice information. Everything's kind of moving on in, taking care of the opening, and this is the part that we'll build off of. Wanted to go in and get a couple air defenses. And, imagine the CC would have been pulled away. So the Queen's going to go in there as well as kind of take care of some defenses. Some Lalo comes in. We'll go ahead and kind of quickly go through a little bit as that all dies out. That's kind of the gist of our Town Hall 9 Scout. Using that, we ended up building a plan here, and we'll start off with our first true attempt, like true 10 attempt here. That was on Evan, or that was with Evan. Evan came in here and made some slight adjustments to this. The first thing was wanting to do a double jump to go ahead and get deeper into the base, and we're able to do that because we're going to suicide the Queen for these 2 ADs and kind of setting up the funnel. So in come just some goblins and baby dragon wizard to set up the funnel on the one side. The wizard's down, setting up the other funnel for the golem, and then the Queen's getting the 2 ADs. Exactly like we wanted. Here, unfortunately, using the first jump to go into the base and kind of take out the little entry defenses and then kind of push a little further in to get the Queen. Wanted to go ahead and heal everything back up because of the giant bombs, as well as all these. The Inferno Tower does reach just barely in here, and kind of why we end up changing a bunch of things is because everything just pulls to this side. All the boulders came here, nothing came up to the top of the base, kind of where that was going. So that's our first iteration. Take a look through the part of the Lalo here. This does end up changing. We kind of just end up making small changes to different parts of this raid. That one was our next step. Coming up next, we had GCH on Arya. And just looking at that, he's like, it's ridiculous. We're not going to go ahead and double jump. Not getting enough value. Not worth it. So we'll see most of the same opener. And we'll kind of get through that. We go ahead. Everything's kind of coming in here, but now it's just that one jump. Getting the Queen. We get the Queen, the Inferno Tower, and the AD down. And then here's where we start seeing some changes. We have the Lalo just hasting everything into this first section, raging over the core, and then coming across into the Inferno Tower and using that other rage spell to take it down and kind of get across. This one did actually go really, really well. It took down all the defenses. Unfortunately, from there, we just needed to make these small tweaks to get this 3-star. So that will end, and because I did go so far, we'll go ahead and see the most of it out. That was it, 89%, stuck there for a little while. After this one, it took a little bit, but I was actually the next person to hit it, and I did just a terrible job on the opening, and then that kind of went from there. So we'll watch this quickly. The opening kind of stays the same. I didn't get a wizard down, so my Queen kind of didn't do what she needed to. The wall breakers came down a little too far. So as everything goes in with the kill squad, what we see with the change to the spells is now 5 haste as opposed to the 2 rages. And the goal is to just kind of haste everything in and move that all across I went ahead and saved this rage for kind of in this Inferno Tower to try and save this at this point. I'd left up that AD, so pretty difficult. That was kind of the end of that one. Just those small changes to the Lalo that we thought would improve this. Next was Joanne. I believe CCL was doing this hit. So he came in and was like, I'm going to clean up what crap Derek did because it was terrible. So he took care of that by cleaning up this opening, getting everything nice and good. There, wall breaks in, everything's kind of clearing on out, bowlers going in, typical stuff. I mean, this was the opening of every single raid here. Clearing out that Inferno Tower, clearing out the Queen, and then here comes the Lala, and this is what we'll really pay attention to because this is, just what's changing. Hound comes in, that pops the Teslas, that allows more loons to get hasted on in. Everything's kind of collapsing. He went ahead and moved the rage to a different location just to see if that was better. Those loons are all going through. They are kind of petering out through the initial portion of this raid. Nice rage with at the bottom there. That was just that kind of adjustment. Cleaning up the Lalo. And then just, some minions for cleanup. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at Kieran OG coming in, getting us the 3-star. This was a huge attack in this war. So, once again, we'll go through. I mean, the opener is the same every single one, but we'll see how Kieran did the Lalo so much nicer to go ahead and get this 3-star. As everything kind of comes in, Queen dies, beautiful value from her. And now there's the kill squad moving on in, gets under that rage spell, and just really starts taking out a bunch of these defenses needed to get. Every defense they get is good. One wizard did live under rage and is like hitting that hound, so it did become like really kind of scary to if this would succeed or what was going to go on with that. In comes the hound, in comes those loons, the pre-hasting. Kind of got everything moving across beautifully, and now so many loons are up with so much kind of going on. There's, as opposed to CCL's hit, where there was a few, not too many loons coming across this base. Goes ahead and rages through that expo to rage through that Inferno Tower. A bunch of the loons are also collapsing onto the air defense, so everything's looking kind of really good at this point. The only maybe tweak is this hound got brought over here, which we'll see is kind of an issue. Takes out the final bits of defenses, but this time a little bit more pups, a little bit more minions up, and they are able to clear off the skelly. So the hounds are up, or the loons are up. Everything's kind of doing a lot of work here, and then this is where it really starts getting tight. Just clearing out these hounds. The hound does pop, but that giant does so much work tanking, which allows the minions and kind of leftover minions and pups to clean that up. Goes ahead, gets the town hall at the end after all that's taken care of. So a little bit closer, but just kind of our little process on changing these up. So we really wanted to kind of clean up that Lalo, clean up the entry, and then it was just a lot of time cleaning up the Lalo. And just small little changes, as we kind of saw a lot of, everything just saying. But Kieran did a great job getting the triple, and one we absolutely needed in this close war. So until next time, guys, see ya. Yeah.